Welcome back to another episode of Lego Star Wars the video game. In the last episode, we encountered Jar Jar Binks and went for the second level. Now, in this episode, we're gonna tackle the third level and quite possibly the fourth level. So we're gonna hit two birds with one stone. So we're gonna continue with that. All right, we're gonna save because apparently that's a thing in this game. And okay, chapter three: Escape from Naboo. Alright, so we have here two new playable characters, those being Queen Amidala and Captain Panaka. Now, the unique trait about this is that they're not Jedi and they have a blaster instead. Now, blaster characters have different abilities when compared to Jedi. And the most obvious one is that they cannot use the Force, but also another interesting attribute about them is that uh, they cannot double jump, meaning that we're just able to we're just talking to single jumps. Now, of course, blaster characters are also very unique since they seem to auto target enemies. So this is gonna be very useful in combat. And okay, it's literally depending on how you want to use them. So, for example, either you want more splash damage with and more movement with Jedi characters, or you want easier combat and with blaster characters. Now, of course, they're not gonna be as developed as Lego Star Wars 2, which has different characters and make it unique in perspective. So, uh, we're just destroying stuff as usual just to build the gauge to get through Jedi. Also, it's gonna be very necessary when it comes to okay, you know what? Why is this not destroying? Okay, destroying all this to get more studs. As you can see, we're making even more progress. Now let's see if we can snipe across over here. And we cannot. Okay, we suck at this game. So let's see if we can do a school strat over here. Okay, I think there is a way because I know Incomplete Saga does have a way that you can clip through it and get to the second. It's the second floor. I think it's over here most likely. Yeah, this does not do anything. So I think if I just collect everything here, except for the like, it's not really gonna matter anymore. Not a ton. Wouldn't matter if it's a golden star per chance, like for example over here. Though really anything else don't it isn't really valuable. Like yeah. After all, if I just go down, it will just be for the total amount that I just get in this level. Okay, so making our way over here is so that we can get more of that. We're gonna get to another one. Okay, gonna destroy the glasses just that I can get even more studs. So I'm not gonna offer that much. And we're gonna make our way down here and defeat those droids just so they cannot annoy us anymore. Sorry, they can. And we just encountered a portrait of Queen Amidala. We destroy that so that we can get access to more, and then there are hidden studs over here. Now, of course, it doesn't have that much value. So one of the easy strategies about blaster characters is, is to jump while shooting so that you don't get hit in the process. It can be very useful since enemies tend to tend to hit you easily, and that can be a problem to traverse through the level. Now, of course, since it's a Lego game, the target audience is kids, so it's not gonna matter anyway. And we just knifed across it. Um, so we're gonna make our way to the next floor, and we have a ton of droids, and I'm getting destroyed by them. Also, very interesting thing about this, but apparently they have like an auto collect feature if you destroy two objects, like the one that you first destroyed, like the stuff that you get from the first object destroyed, you get the second one, then you're gonna get them instantly, which is, a very helpful helpful tip. So okay, let's see if I can do this again. Okay, apparently does not want to. Oh, okay, so very very interesting. But wow, we're not we're not able to do that. Only I hear a mini kid over here. Okay, there it is. So we're gonna make our way back where we came from and move on with the next part of the level. Cannot do it. Now it's weird how how Queen Amidala's blaster kind of looks like a normal gun. And got herself a Fred minikit, which is out here in the open. A very very stupid place to put a minikit, if I'm being honest. And we grab more of those so that we can proceed with the next part of the level. So yeah, really not that important screen. And then that one minikit, but it's not that important. Apparently I cannot destroy that glass. And apparently I just hit a target. Yes, that target um, was in the previous level. That was in the previous episode. Now I couldn't get it because how that that we're only playing with Jedi characters. So after you complete a level, which is something that I haven't mentioned before, after you complete a level, you get access to free play. And free play, what it does is that you basically get to play a level again with any character that you want, granting you access to different possibilities that you couldn't access in the first place because you were traversing through the levels for story mode with the characters that they were predetermined, that the game predetermined to use. And now we're done with this room. We're gonna continue on with the next room. It's getting redundant, so I don't know. Like there's glass to get studs, and we also have our Jedi's back. That just so happens to join in a very unconventional conventional way. Okay, apparently they just don't want to target on that droid. Okay. Now, interestingly enough, you're just Traverse, you're just playing along for this level. You necessarily don't have to use the Jedi's to complete the level. You just literally can complete this level with only one character, and that's it. Honestly, crazy how that even works. So we use that to separate from the Jedi's for a moment, and we got here another mini kit, which is the third mini kit in this, from this level. Now, uh, we're just collecting stats over here, so we're very close to the True Jedi bar completion, and gonna proceed with the level. I don't know if we're almost done with that. Okay, so I fell. Now we're gonna keep collecting stats and get ambushed by droids. Why do they keep hitting me, bro? Good thing they're all locking to the droids. Yeah, they can be an annoyance to deal with. Okay, so I think that's it. Yes, we now have achieved true Jedi status on this level. Okay, this controller drift is being annoying as fuck. And we destroy that just so we can grab studs more easily. And then we use it as a magnet. Jesus Christ, this controller is being updated. And we can get that across the map, which is awesome. So we're gonna continue our way to the final portion of the level. I think this may be the only time I'm gonna use the Jedi characters in this level because there is a minigame in particular that would require to get those. Okay, game. I wanted to kill the orange droid. I know how hard it is. And okay, I think that's all the droids there is in the level. Okay, I think I may be lying about that. Okay, let's see. They have different panels over here. So if we activate all those, we're gonna get different gates open, and we have to activate one of those to beat the level. Now, going straight forward it would mean that the panel in the middle will be the one that you have to activate to actually get to the end of the level. So yeah, we got a glimpse of that, and there's the end of the level alongside with a mini kit. That for some of us, for some reason, you didn't have to get it. Like even if you didn't want to, you're just getting it after all. And okay, we have one more switch to activate, and then we also have this type of panels over here, and more droids. Okay, yeah, they are not done with those bastards. And okay, we managed to beat all of them. I don't know why uh cl- while in close contact they don't dis- they don't get destroyed. That really is illogical. But anyway, we're gonna make our way over here to get started and finally activate the last switch where we'll act, uh, will enable more of these things. I don't know how to call them. But yes. So now it's finally time. Now it's time to switch to the Jedi character. Now using the Force over here will grant a platform with the trees that we've destroyed before, granting us access to yet another mini kid, or not, I guess. Trying to see if backflip would be the way, or not. Or maybe there's a third one that I haven't. Okay, yeah, that makes a ton of sense. There's a fourth one. So, however, we're capable of just doing only one. Now, destroying this will grant us that. However, it's not gonna matter anymore because we just got the mini kit that was over there. And we get access to another mini kit, which is our fifth one on this level. So we're gonna make it. So we're gonna make our way to the other part of the level and destroy what's left, and we can finally enter the other level. Now, maybe possible that we may also be able that we're also gonna do two levels in this. So we're entering that and got to the end of the level.
Roger, Roger.
Roger, Roger. Uh-oh. Goofy ass droids. And that's our cue to leaving the planet. And we got past 100,000 studs, so we're gonna continue with the story. But for that, we're gonna save our game. Okay, so chapter 4 is Mos Espa the Podrace. This may be the worst level in the game. That's because of how the physics don't make any absolute sense. Fortunately, this level does get fixed in Complete Saga, but making it less annoying than it was in this version. However, this version is also in Complete Saga, but served as an extra level, which it's fair. And okay, the objective to this level is to beat 3 laps, and of course, set our targets on a specific vehicle. Now, of course, the main thing about all this is that we gonna be plenty of obstacles that we have to keep an eye out for, and also collect mini kits. These are the vehicle levels. There's gonna be a total of 3 vehicle levels in each episode, and all of them have very accessible mini kits that you can get. That are very accessible, and you can complete them through story mode. So Yes, as you can see, we now have 2 mini kits. Okay, 3 mini kits out of 10. And what we want to do the most is to not get hit because that would be bad. And yes, we die, so that means that we have to restart this section all over again. Of course, we don't have to collect any more mini kits because we collected before we ended up dying. We have to avoid the Tusken Raiders on our way, and also collect stuff because getting true Jedi is also necessary. Now, yeah, we passed through that. So the countdown is basically that we have to uh, pass through a certain point on the level with before a pre-selected ship, or sorry, a pre-selected pod, because that's what it's called. So we're now on lap 2. Yeah, things are not gonna be easier than expected. And we just bared witness to an atrocity. How unfortunate. Okay, we're very close on getting through Jedi. I hope I get it on this level because if not, it's gonna be a bit of a bummer. Unfortunately, we did not get hit in the process, which is very good. Now, of course, also failing the checkpoints counts as a dev, meaning that we have to restart all over again. Or not all over again, but certain part that we failed to get. And okay, we got 3 Jedi. That's nice. Plus, we also have 1 minute remaining. Yes, this part right here it's can be complicated because of the amount of bombs that it said. Yeah, one of the reasons why this level is yeah, I did mention it was because of the clunky controls. And okay, so far we're making good progress. We only had one death, but that's whatever. It's not gonna not that it's gonna matter anyway. And okay, we got the last minute. So we don't have to replay this level again in replay, which is nice. That's what I wanted to accomplish. And let's see if we can make it. Okay, we did. Barely enough. And we just got insta killed. Alright. Okay, I think this might be the way to actually do that. Hopefully it doesn't cost us any time. Okay, the boost panel so that we can get that to the checkpoint as quick as possible. And okay, 3, 2, 1. Okay, yeah, barely made that. Okay, this is the last part, and let's see if we can make it. And finally won the pod race. Okay, nice. Went better than expected. Yeah, we got True Jedi on here, studs, and then all the mini kit. which in fact it resembles a Bulba spot. And if we get all the mini kits in a level, we get a bonus of a ton of studs, which is a total of 50, if I'm not mistaken. So anyway, that is gonna be it for this episode. It may be a bit long, but however, we managed to tackle two levels. And in the next episode, we're gonna get through probably one of the most tedious levels that the game has to offer. So we'll see you then. Like, take care.